They thought it was over. They thought Greece was broken, Athens was burning, the Acropolis was in ruins, and the army that crushed Leonidas the wine at Thermopylae marched freely across Greek soil. King Xerxes, I believed he had already won. But in the silence after the flames, and something was moving in the south. Not 300 this time, 10,000. And they were not marching to die. They were marching for revenge. This is the story of the battle that destroyed the Persian invasion forever. The Battle of Plataea. The shadow of Thermopylae. When Thermopylae fell in 480 BCE, it was more than a military defeat. It was psychological warfare. The Spartans, the warriors who never surrendered, had been annihilated. Yes, they had delayed Xerxes. Yes, they had inspired Greece, but they were dead, and Persia still advanced. Athens was evacuated. Women and children fled across the sea. The Persian army entered the city and burned it to the ground. The message was clear: submit or be erased. But the Greeks had one advantage Persia did not understand. They were divided in politics, but united in fear. And fear can forge iron. The Persian mistake. After the naval disaster at Salamis, Xerxes made a critical decision. He returned to Persia, leaving behind an elite force of perhaps 100,000, 150,000 men under his general, Mardonius. Mardonius was no fool. He understood that brute force alone would not win Greece. He tried diplomacy. He offered Athens peace, autonomy, even territory, if they would abandon Sparta. Twice Athens refused, because the Spartans had bled for them at Thermopylae, and now it was Sparta's turn to answer. The Spartan decision. Sparta was cautious. They did not rush blindly into war. They built walls across the Isthmus of Corinth to protect the Peloponnese. But pressure mounted. Athens demanded action. Allies demanded leadership. Finally, Sparta mobilized. Not 300, not a symbolic force, but approximately 10,000 Spartans, including 5,000 full Spartan citizens, each accompanied by Helot attendants. It was one of the largest Spartan forces ever assembled. Command was given to Pausanias, a regent, not a king, but history would remember his name: the gathering of Greece. This would not be a Spartan battle alone. From across the Greek world they came: Athenians, Corinthians, Megarians, Tegeans, and many more. Altogether, perhaps 80,000 heavy infantry and the largest Greek army ever assembled. They marched north toward Boeotia, toward the plains near the small city of Plataea. That is where Mardonius waited. The battlefield Plataea was open terrain, wide plains perfect for Persian cavalry, dangerous for tightly packed Greek phalanxes. Mardonius positioned his army carefully, his cavalry harassing the Greeks constantly. The Persian horsemen attacked supply lines. They destroyed water sources. They tested weaknesses. For days, the two armies watched each other. Neither side wanted to make the first fatal mistake. Then chaos. Greek supply lines were cut. Water became scarce. Confusion spread through the allied ranks. Under pressure, parts of the Greek army began withdrawing during the night to better defensive positions. But it wasn't coordinated. Units became separated. In the darkness, it looked like retreat. Mardonius saw opportunity. He believed the Greeks were fleeing, so he ordered a full assault. It was the mistake that ended the invasion. At dawn, the Spartans found themselves isolated, facing the core of the Persian army. Arrows darkened the sky. Persian infantry advanced behind wicker shields, but they were not facing frightened Athenians. They were facing Spartan hoplites in bronze armor, locked shield to shield. The phalanx held arrow struck bronze, spear met shield. The Persians fought fiercely, but they lacked the heavy armor and discipline of the Spartans. And then it happened. Mardonius himself entered the fight mounted. Surrounded by elite guards, he pushed forward to break the Spartan line. But a Spartan stone, thrown or hurled in the chaos, struck him. He fell, and when Mardonius fell, the Persian army's courage collapsed with him. Leadership gone, elite guard broken. The Persian center faltered, then it shattered. The Spartans advanced relentlessly. Athenians crushed Persian units on their flank. Greek forces stormed the Persian fortified camp. The slaughter was immense. Ancient sources claim tens of thousands of Persians died. While Greek losses were astonishingly low by comparison, the invasion was finished, not delayed, not repelled temporarily, finished. This was not just victory, it was vindication. Thermopylae had been sacrifice. Plataea was justice. The same empire that burned Athens now fled Greece forever. On the same day, according to tradition, Greek forces also defeated Persians at the Battle of Mycale in Asia Minor. Two crushing blows. One message: Greece would not kneel. If Plataea had been lost, Persia may have permanently occupied Greece. Athenian democracy may have ended. The golden age of Athens may never have happened. No Parthenon, no Socrates, no Plato. No foundation for Western political thought as we know it. Plataea preserved the independence of the Greek city-states. And from that independence came philosophy, drama, science, and political systems that still shape the modern world. All because 10,000 Spartans marched north, not to die gloriously, but to win decisively. Thermopylae gave the world a legend. Plataea gave the world a future. One was heroic sacrifice, the other was calculated vengeance. The Spartans did not scream for revenge. They did not boast, they marched. They formed ranks and they ended an empire's dream of conquest. History remembers the 300, but it was the 10,000 who finished the war.